Okay, I got some 220, and I sanded it down a little bit. I gave him some lines in his mustache here. You know, I went around with the V-tool, did a little bit more work with the V-tool between his eyebrows. And I could still sand up a little bit on his mustache or just leave it the way it is, right? So it's totally up to you. But what I'm thinking of doing as far as the eyes go, okay, what is, instead of putting eyes, because we have the nose so high up here, that's the type of nose he is. Let me show you a little trick that looks very neat, and it will insinuate plenty. And you won't have to actually put eyes in, because sometimes if his face is pretty small and I put eyes in with the smallest gouge I have, he's still going to be a little bit too big as far as eyes are concerned. Pupils and stuff will look, it'll make them look off. So sometimes on guys like this, make sure those lines are nice and cut in, alright, the eyebrow line. Then we're just going to make one more cut, alright, and to show you with the pencil, we're going to take the corner here and just make a line like this. Alright? One line on each side with the V-tool. And let me show you what that does. Just does that. And that. And sometimes that's just enough to insinuate enough expression on these guys. I'm going to make that one a little longer. And you give them a couple of crow's feet after that, and you have yourself a nice little wood spirit. You don't even have to put any pupils in, right? Sometimes I'll add a couple of lines like that. A couple like that. And that's all you need to insinuate some expression, alright? Now we could take a gouge, we could round that off, and we could do some fancy eyes, you know, but for this little guy, I think that's all I'm going to do, and all for this tutorial is just to give you an idea that sometimes you don't have to have eyes. You can still get a lot of expression with a simple little line, okay? Then I'm going to work on his hat a little bit and clean him up. Then all you do is you drill your hole through the hat, put a keychain through it, and you have yourself a nice little keychain. I might work on his hat and make it a little smaller. It said this isn't meant to be a big fancy carving, it's just a little quickie, it's an idea. The whole purpose for this video is to actually not throw any cottonwood away. You can still use a lot of those little scrap pieces that you cut off or that break off when you're carving. You know, sometimes it's too long and you want to cut the piece down. I recommend making use out of those, since cottonwood bark is expensive, okay, and make some keychains, or even some ornaments, or just practice spaces. I mean, but don't throw them away, okay, because you can come up with some pretty neat little projects. That's going to be it for today. Make sure you get yourself, this guy right here I think needs a couple of those lines, as a matter of fact. Have two keychains to put on the site or sell at the flea market, whatever, okay? So, there you have Cottonwood Bark Wizard keychain. Thanks for watching. See you next video.